Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. We have been having the time of our life working on this Gottlieb 1966 Mayfair pinball machine. And we've pretty much got it playing and doing what it should. We've got a little bit of stuff left to do on it. But on this video, we're going to do some cosmetic stuff and play it a little bit so you can see what all the fuss is about. It's a cool game. It's got some little interesting little features and just your standard Gottlieb greatness. This was Mr. Roy Parker's last artwork. And he was pretty much the man, okay? So this was the last one he did. And we've got to clean it up a little bit. So you can just see how unique the Playfield is. But to be honest, a lot of the stuff they did around this time was very unique. This is before they standardized all the pinball machines to be boring. Back then, they came up with new stuff all the time. Just an interesting setup. So they have. We'll go over the gameplay here in a little bit, but this is what we're starting with. There's not really a ton of wear on it. It's worn. Right, but it's not where there's major parts of the artwork missing. It's going to have a beautiful look once we clean it up a little bit, get some of this dirt off of it. It'll look really cool for an old EM. So we're not going to touch up anything. We're just going to clean it. So got a lot of dirt under the Mylar. Now on these, this is an interesting thing. Just on old EMs in general. See all that dirt? That is actually underneath. I think we're in gameplay right now. That is actually underneath a Mylar skirt around the pop bumpers. So what happens is you get dirt under there, and then the Mylar is on top of it. So when the ball rolls over it, it grinds it into the paint. And so you get a lot of paint missing underneath that Mylar skirt. So you need to kind of keep that clean, right? Now this is before they glued them down, so it's actually loose, but that's how it was originally too. So we're just going to clean that. Get some wax on all of this, get a new ball on it, and I think we'll be able to work wonders with it. So that's what we're starting with. The cabinet itself, we're not going to paint. We're just going to clean up a little bit. There's a bunch of tape on the coin door that can go. To do a complete restoration, there's a bunch of stuff you'd have to do. You've even got I guess that's not really coming apart. It just looks like it is, but there's a bunch of stuff you'd have to do, but to be honest, I would never restore this too far. I'd just leave it how it is, man. Just clean it up, get it looking as presentable as possible, and roll with it. It's a 1966 classy game. It doesn't need to be completely repainted, in my opinion. Now, I know some people, they want theirs to look brand new. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not my thing. I don't even have the skill to do it. So we're just going to clean it up, make it look as presentable as possible, and then play the heck out of it before the customer comes and picks it up. came out pretty good so far. We got the cards on it. The instructions aren't much on this one. It's set on 5-ball right now. Insert 1 coin and wait for machine to reset before inserting the coin for the second player. Now, why do they say that? It's because when you put the quarter in, the score motor starts turning. And if you put another quarter in while that's happening, or dime or whatever it is, it's a dime, it might take it. So they're just telling you that so you don't lose your money. Players take turns shooting as shown on back glass. So what they mean by that is it will either say 1 player or 2 player. Back and forth. Points are scored as indicated. A tilt does not disqualify a player. So they did the old points are scored as indicated thing. So it tells you all over the playfield. So let's see how Joe got the playfield to look. Now this is one of those, when they're this old, you can spend a ton of time working on them if you'd like. I got those lights to come on the bottom that had the weird resistor hook to it. So those are lit up like they should be. And we figured out, of course, in the previous videos, that the bonus does not reset from game to game. It just the only way it resets is if you hit the target in the middle. The target in the middle has broken at some point, and they replaced the face of it with a quarter. I don't know if we can read it with the glass on. Let's see if we can read the date. Probably should have done it before I put the glass on. Can't we tell what date it is? So that's a US quarter that somebody drilled a hole through and made a target face out of it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, you should replace it with the originals. They make them at Pinball Resource. Well, God bless the Pinball Resource. But do they make metal faces? That's the plastic one that was on there broke, so they put a metal one on there. I kind of like the quarter being on there. I think that's kind of neat. Only thing is it might ding up the ball after a while. The ball, metal on metal, That's not great, but I think that target will last. We were missing one post right here, and it's a 2-piece metallic, it's not metal really, it's plastic, but a 2-piece silver post. They don't make those anymore, so we couldn't get one. So what I did was I ordered 2 white ones that are basically the same post, but they're not 2-piece, they're just 1 piece. And then I put them right there. Now this thing's been heavily modified, so it's not the end of the world, people. Come on, people, it'll be all right. Look at this little thing that I didn't even notice until Joe started working on it. They took the little 2-inch stunners off of there and put the 3-inch long boys on there. So they've got the big long flippers on it. See the little round thing behind it? It ain't supposed to be like that, people. Come on now. They're supposed to end about here. And it makes it where that makes it a little easier for the ball to drain here. Whenever it's got the shorter flippers. And the shorter flippers probably aren't as strong. So somebody at some point swapped them. They had little white rings on there like they do on the smaller flippers. But the way I see it, look, if you're going to go and hack it up and put the big flippers on there, which, by the way, I would never do. If this was my machine, I never would have done that. But if you're going to do that, go ahead and put the regular flipper rubbers on it, too. You don't want the little white ring on there. Unless you have the little flipper. All of that came out pretty good. They had a little piece of tape between the plastic and that cap. Joe took that off and left it off. Oh, and one of the biggest things, he took those Mylar rings off we were talking about. They cleaned up a little bit, but, well, you saw it. It just, if dirt gets under there, it turns it into sandpaper. So you're kind of better off without them. Look, we've got a light bulb acting up. Look at that. Come on now. Look, it's always after you put the glass on too, isn't it? Some of you know what I'm talking about. It's always after you put the glass on. That's when stuff wants to start playing games. But I think it cleaned up pretty good, other than that one light bulb. We'll see if it comes back on while we play it. I mean, I could go in there right now and fix it, but people, come on now. You know something else is going to break. I'm going to have to go. I might as well get a list together. And if you didn't see the previous videos where we talked about the back glass, on the first video we did a whole thing on this back glass. Is this not just amazing? So the guy's name is Roy Parker, who was Gottlieb's main man when it came to artwork. And this is actually his last machine. This was the last one they did the art on. The end of an era. The guy is well respected by all. Kind of had his own thing. He kind of, out of everyone, and I don't think I would be stepping on any shoes saying this, out of all the art guys that did pinball stuff, I think they would all, if you lined them all up and said, who's the man, they'd all point at this guy. There's a lot of other great artists, but this guy just, he kind of defined pinball. You know, like when you think pinball artwork, like classic, you know, his era at least, he was the guy that came up with that look. It's kind of comic book, but a little more, just a little bit more sophisticated than comic book art at the time, you know, the artwork of the time. And then on the Playfield, very cool. It's one of it's one of their typical back glasses. Just really cool, a lot to look at, nice and colorful. I think we counted the colors in the first video, and there's like 15 or 16 colors silk screened on it. It's pretty impressive. We still got to work on the coin door. Look at this. It's like a horror show. Look, beautiful. Clang, clang, clang. Okay, so we went over it, test playing it on the other video. We're going to play it for real now, though. Pop bumpers up there. When you go through the side rollovers, it lights those from 1 point to make them 10 points. It wig-wags what gives you 50 points, depending on if you are advancing the red bonus, which you are now, or advancing the yellow bonus. So right now, since we're advancing the red bonus, if we go through this side, it will give us 50 points and advance the bonus 5 times. If we go through this side, it will give us 5 points and advance the bonus 1 time. When you bounce over here to yellow, you will see that go back the other way. Okay? So it's advancing 1 bonus at a time, either the red or the yellow. The 10 point when lit also bounces back and forth. These down here are always on. They will turn off while you're getting this bonus, I believe. And I think the reason they do that is so that, same thing, the score motor is involved in counting this bonus down. Well, if you lose the ball at that moment, it can't give you 50 points and 5 bonus advances because it's counting the bonus down, and because the score motor's turning and it's not in the position to do 5 of anything. So it's just going to give you... It's probably just going to turn the bumpers off, which means turn off the lights up there on the 2 outside pop bumpers. So this is one of those games too, where, yeah, you use flippers, but a lot of the action is actually done by these 2 shooters here. So there's 2 cannons here, right, and the ball falls in there, and they're aimed pretty straight up where it's either going to hit the yellow side or the red side, depending on which side you're in. Now, when it hits that target, the quarter, you score that bonus. So if it's on the right, you score the yellow bonus. If it's on the left, you score the red bonus. And as soon as you hit that, it will trigger whatever bonus on whichever side it is, and then it will swing that target back over to the other side. They actually call that a snap target. Gottlieb called it a swinging target on the flyer to this, but it's really kind of a snap target. It just snaps back and forth one way or the other. There is a cool game named Royal Guard that has the same deal, but there's 4 targets. And the 4 targets are like this, and at some point they switch over to the other side. And it's set up kind of like the Royal Guard marching in lockstep. So it's just a really cool game. And again, all of this with electromechanical technology. Very cool. So, yeah, that's about it. We got the artwork up here. Very cool. So let's play it a little bit. See what kind of scores we can get. Good looking game for sure. All right, folks. I'm in here. All the doors are locked. The game is not on. Remember, this one turns itself off whenever you unplug it and then plug it back in. It doesn't. There's no lights that come on or anything. So I'm getting some serious Five Nights at Freddy's vibes. So I don't know if George is here or not, but let's see what happens. There we go. How beautiful. If you want to see it played with the lights on in the room, we did that on previous videos. Okay, it reset back to 0. Ball and play 1. Player 1 can play at the same time. The 2's not lit up because it's not 2 players. Okay, here we go. Perfect. I got my 50 points, but it did not give me... Oh, look at that. Now, what happened there? See, I can't ever tell if it's working right. I got my 50 points, and then it fell off of the 10 points when lit. It must have hit this side kicker. Gave me 1 point, and then it bounced over there and got the 50 points. So it must have put 5 bonuses on the red and then 5 on the yellow. Ooh. I forgot to flip. So the only real... There's strategy to any game, but this is an EM, you know. So basically the center is where you're going to get all your points, it looks like, with the bonus thing. You know, the thing that gives you the bonus. And that one light is just trying to test me. You saw that, right? I think we're a little crooked. If you didn't see the earlier videos, this thing is on roller skates because the customer put it on wheels to move it, which made me just miss my shot. There we go. So see it counting down to yellow? And you saw, as it was counting down the bonus, that the lights on the bottom went out. Oh. Ooh. I didn't notice that. There's a scissor shot from hell. Look at that. If the ball is coming at an angle and you flip and miss, it'll go right under the flipper. Holy moly! We're at 655 points. It's almost too easy, people. It's almost too easy with them big flippers. So it didn't add a bonus because it's on the red and the red's maxed out. We're sitting crooked because of the wheels. Look at this. See, it's making it miss the shot and stuff. Come on now. Come on, people. The back two. So, it's on wheels with posts in them. So we've got the front two right, but the back two, to give it any kind of slope at all, you have to pull them out a little bit. Well, once you pull them out, they're all over the place. It needs a good set of leg levelers on it. Be much more fun to play. But I'll be honest with you, a lot of people that are casual players like that, it keeps doing that too. Oh, so annoying. So of course that makes you tilt. This is the little stuff that like casual players don't notice. I'm a casual player too, you know. But if the thing, you can't put it on wheels, people. It don't play right. You can't get the right slope on it. The leg levelers are there for a reason. Okay, but I still got 1,008 points because they put the big flippers on it. All right, so it's reset me back to 0. It reset the ball and play, but on this one, it does not reset the bonuses. It's not supposed to. It's a carryover. You can actually see English on the ball from it being tilted. When we talked to the customer, they said they have leg levelers they're going to put on it whenever they get it where it's going. So, but they put it on the wheels so they could get it out of wherever it was. Look, folks, I just work on them. If you'll notice, sometimes when you fall through that top, that oh, come on. Okay, sometimes when you fall through the top, you'll hit that pop bumper, but it doesn't score because it's still counting the score from you falling through the top. And that's, you know, I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but that's kind of a design thing, you know, I mean. Right there. I did not get any points for hitting that pop bumper. Very cool. It's playing itself. If I could ever hit that target, we'll get a double bonus. Oh, here we go with this tilt stuff again. Oh, I got it. Bam! Made it happen, people. They're trying to make it hard on me, but I persevered. Oh! Killing it with the bonus. Killing it with the bonus. I'm at 1,191 points. Ball and play 4. Game's too easy as set up, in my opinion, because I'm not even a very good player. It shouldn't be that easy to get a bunch of points. It seems everything's all fun and well. All fine and well. And then you get bored with it because it's too easy. You gotta be patient with this one. All right, 1,353 points. They have effectively crippled the game by making it too easy. When it's more level, it's not uncommon for the ball to be in the red one, shoot up, hit the red target, knock it to the left, and then come back and fall in the left one, and then shoot up, hit the left one, and score it. So there you go, people. That is Gottlieb's Mayfair. Very cool game. I like it. I like the artwork. I like the layout. I like the shooter thing in the middle. I like the swinging quarter target. If it was mine, I'd put the smaller flippers on it, which I think would actually make it more fun. There was one little issue that we noticed. This post was the one that was missing. When they put the 2-inch flippers on it, the flippers are a little bigger all around, right? So the back of that one, the rubber on the back of that one, was rubbing with the rubber on this one. So we've got it just right, and it's just, they're like this. So if the customer ever gets where that flipper is hanging a little bit, it's because the back rubber is hitting the rubber of that post. On this side, it's not as much of an issue because the post, whenever it was installed from the factory, it's just not quite as close. So there's just a hair more clearance over here. But it's the wrong flippers. That's the real problem. But, hey, I didn't do it like that. That's how they want it. So we've got to clean up the coin door still, and we have to put a lock in it for them. But I think this one will be a nice, fun game for their home, and I think it's about where they want it to be. Now, folks, there's different levels of this stuff. If you are a collector, which you probably are, you wouldn't be watching this video this deep into it. If you're a collector, there's a lot of things you would do different here. But the point I was trying to make a few minutes ago, to a casual player, all of the things that you would do differently, they don't care anything about. Like, they like that it has the bigger flippers. The smaller flippers would be a little weaker, and they've probably played some more modern games that have real strong flippers, like, 90s Bally and Williams games, and so they don't understand why an old one like this isn't as strong as a new one, or a new Stern. Maybe they've played at a bar somewhere or something, right? So to them, this is how they want it. If I took those off and put little short flippers on there, they'd hate that, right? So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it the way they want it. It's flipping, it's playing, everything's scoring, it's pretty fair. That's what they're concerned about. That's what they want. They want everything to score. They want the score reels to work right. They want things to light up. They want, when you hit the button, bang, bang, the flippers work. I'm not saying that to insult them. I'm just saying they're a more casual player than the average person that might be watching a video this deep into it is. So if you had this, you would do it different. You'd put this, you might, but you'd probably put the smaller flippers back on. There's some artwork stuff you could do. You could even maybe get new plastics. You could replace the swinging target face that we were talking about. You could find the little silver post, the one that's missing. And there's just general things that, you might stencil a cabinet, take the coin door off and repaint it. Work on getting a better back glass. The back glass has a little bit of flaking in it. It's not too bad, though. But just keep in mind, different strokes for different folks. So they're going to put this in their game room. We've got it clean where it's not going to get damaged while the ball is rolling over the paint. From what I understand, they've had this for a long time. So it'll go back into their house and they can enjoy it for a lot longer. So hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Have you ever played this game? Do you remember playing this back in the day? I don't see how, because it was a long time ago. 1966, that would be 57 years ago. So, it would be a senior citizen that would remember playing it as a teenager. So, it's been a while. But I like it. I like this era of all of them, to be honest. Gottlieb, Williams, Bally, Chicago coin even. But, of course, everybody knows Gottlieb was the king of EMs. Do I upset you when I say it that way? Gottlieb was the king of EM pinball machines. So, wonderful game. Just very cool. I would love to have a whole room full of all the different themes. God, that's so cool. That's all you'd really need. The people that collect like wedge heads, I completely get it. I get it. Because there's about 40 different themes, and they're just cool. I mean, this is a cool damn theme, in my opinion. It's old school, but that's the whole point. It's supposed to be old school. I wouldn't want one like this that's a Star Wars theme. It wouldn't work. Like, it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't fit, But for like the old, the girls walking around in the big dresses, and it's the Mayfair, and everybody come out to the party, and we're going to go watch My Fair Lady, and we'll go Surrey down to a Stone Soul picnic. This theme fits perfect, right? It's cool. It's like it's its own little world, So I like it. So leave your comments. Let us know what you think. And you want to know how you can support our channel? We have a link down below to Amazon. Now, if you ever find yourself where you're going to buy something on Amazon, I had to go buy a vacuum cleaner on Amazon earlier for the shop here. So if you ever find yourself where you're going to buy something on Amazon, click our link down below before you do it, and it gives us a tip, a percentage of your purchase, because we sent you to Amazon through that link. So we appreciate everybody that's been doing that. They've been, for the past several months, that's been through the roof. So we appreciate everybody that's been doing that. And last but not least, don't forget to check out my brother Donnie. That's probably him texting me right now. My brother Donnie has his own channel here on YouTube. We work on pinball machines, arcade games, and jukeboxes. My brother Donnie works on old buildings, vehicles, and he has a farm with cows and goats and stuff on it. So a fun time is had by all. I'm over there on his channel a lot too, so I'll see you over there. But we'll see you back next time when we'll have another great pinball machine to work on. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good evening.